episode of Everybody Hates Black Man. I'm your host, Edward Anderson. Once again, appreciate YouTube for doing the damn. I don't need to show my face when they think, because god damn it, you know, that was hella annoying. So it allows us to put out that content. So anyway, hopefully you all had a good Memorial Day weekend. I know I did. I hung out with my brothers. You know, it was my mom's birthday today, so it's almost like a Memorial week. I want to talk about a couple of things. You know, shout out to the folks that have been posting stuff. Well, actually, this is for Don Calypso posted something as far as the black women talking about black nurses spreading a rumor that black men are contracting HIV en masse in the Dominican Republic. So I'm gonna speak on that. Shout out to Medium Man for covering that and, you know, addressing that in the way it needs to be addressed. Also, I'm going to talk about, you know, DDG and Haley Bailey. I saw, you know, a dude. Remember when I told you all that I wanted somebody to drop kind of a documentary, commentary style video that really goes through all of DDG's history? That happened, and, you know, and it's I'm going to comment on some stuff. You know, BGS was kind of right about the class situation, at least from this guy's perspective, and I believe this guy enough based on how he presented the evidence, because he didn't just really throw DDG under the bus. Although the DDG, like, I'm gonna tell you something, it is a lot of hating ass niggas out there, and I'm not saying you gotta like the dude, but you niggas will respect the hustle. And a lot of you niggas are some hating ass niggas. I'm just gonna say that straight like that. I don't even give fuck the Haley Bailey shit. Just on some real shit, it's very obvious you niggas don't like the fact that this nigga gets. You niggas can't even eat the shit of the bitches that a lot of bitches he deals with, and he's had access to, and it's other stuff. And like I said, that damn Highlander syndrome is real, but we're gonna talk about it because it's gonna be a different take that I've given before. Now that I have a little bit of a broader scope, I still stand by what I say on the father rights thing, but it's a little bit broader than that. So let's start with the HIV thing. So this shout out to you know, Don Calypso brought this up. Media Man has covered it. A black woman is basically, you know, spreading rumors, and a lot of black women are basically kind of helping in doing it, basically saying that black men are contracting HIV in the Dominican Republic, and Passport Bros in particular, that's what they were saying. I'm gonna share Medium Man's video. He kind of covers what happened and his commentary on it, so I'm gonna kind of leave that there because he really broke it down. Media Man has a background in the medical field. I don't know if it's nursing or whatever, but in the medical field, so he can definitely speak to it, and he definitely brought that to bear when it comes to, you know, him understanding what happens locally and domestic. Also, Media Man has been in 54 countries, what he says. So yeah, the video is definitely worth checking out. Now, my personal thoughts is this is what I call reverse pick me behavior. This is what really pick me behavior is. This is, if I can't have you, I don't know what nobody else to have you behavior. That I don't, you know, this is not the behavior of women, like women that can get dudes, the dudes they want. They don't generally do this unless they get real obsessive, but they don't do this generally because they don't have the desperation that comes along with it. And regardless of why dudes are traveling, because the thing that I always want, when anybody has a problem with black men traveling, I always like to say this: you do realize, and this is something that every black man that has this conversation with any anti-passport bro dude or any anti-passport bro female, you do realize black women travel more than black men. You do realize black women sex tour more than black men. You do realize black women has more passports than black men. You do realize that you got movies like Hot Stella Got Her Brood Back, Girls Trip, especially when we're looking at the it's not so much the rise of it, but it's more the normalization and outwardly promotion of your Tracy Ellis Rosses, all these women dating young dudes. You really believe that shit's not going on when they go overseas? Girls' trips are normal. And so whenever I have a conversation with anybody with this, it's like, no, we're going to set the table properly. Before you start being on your prosecutorial bullshit and you start talking about black men, I'm not saying there's nothing to criticize, but black men, no, we're going to establish some ground rules. And if you can't acknowledge that, we don't need to have a conversation because you're biased. I'm not wasting my time. Because the shit I just said is documented. And if they do acknowledge it, I'm going to be like, I need to understand why you have zero smoke for black women in travel, because you got black women that they will pull women that are married to men and do right by them, and they will literally take those women on a ride and get them completely fucking toe up, frame tore out, ran through as a cuck ritual. They will do this. Boyfriends, husbands, they will do this. And part of the ritual is lying to the dude. Because understand, there is a sexual thrill that women have when they are cheating on a man. Women have told, like, you can look at them fucking books, you can look at them damn Zane novels, all that. Cheating dick is good dick to these women. And I'm not saying there's a thrill in the taboo of forbidden fruit. So the reality of the situation is these women, just like you think I'm playing, white women do the same thing to white men. When these white girls be going through these YN Negro buck rituals, black.com, they be wanting to live a black.com fantasy. That shit is owned by a white dude. They want, like, you see it. Because in their mind, that's them using sexuality in order to snatch back power. It is to minimize, because men, it's not like men can punish women like they could in yesteryear. For instance, in the Middle East, you pull some shit like that, the women are going to participate in throwing rocks at you until you die. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's what it is. And so my point is, you never, ever from anybody hear anybody talking about black women traveling. You got black women that low-key be fucking underage, because I told you, if they look the part, they are the part. It don't matter. Women have written books on this. The Pursuit of Happiness, a Black Woman's blah, 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 is a book that you can actually buy at the Duke University Press, chronicling a black woman going to Jamaica and becoming addicted and obsessed with it, to the point where she's spending all your money. All these bitches, think about it, all these bitches that make all this money that are 92s, but they stay broke and they student loan debt stay not paid. They spending that bitch on something. Especially the women that can't get the dick that they want. You really believe they don't be going to Africa, Gambia? And so all these chicks, I want you to understand, all these chicks and a lot of these dudes, that they always got smoke for black men traveling, they completely don't give a fuck about black women doing the same shit. And understand, women tricking for dick is way worse than men tricking for pussy. Because women trick, number one, y'all talking about viruses and shit. Y'all the ones that got this got a lot of these STDs. So it's a lot of projection. And so I always like to bring that shit up, because the truth is, even passport bros got to do a better job when they do have a conversation, really establishing that. You even got black women going to the DR. And you really think a lot of these divestors, once they get tired of white men, they gonna start dealing with Hector overseas. I remember it was a chick that black men would have loved to have married, dealt with. Her name was like Livy or Nivea or whatever. This chick took her ass over to the DR and basically got took for a ride fucking twice and had a kid. And I'm like, you would have had no problem getting a black dude, but you really didn't want that, huh? And it is what it is. They can do whatever they do. They just got to own the consequences. That's all I say. So my thing is that's really where the hypocrisy, that's really what, it's not, these motherfuckers are gonna lie because that's what they do, but it's just when black men just, like, it's this artificial reality that black men live in, where black men will sit here and talk the most shit about other black men, but the black women are doing the same shit, and the black women are actually doing it more. It's just black men don't be in their business. That's why when people talk about sex tourism, I'm like, you bitches, you all followed the white bitches in doing that. What do you think these, you all are not fucking on these girls trips? You all are fucking random niggas you don't know. You got bitches out here talking about whole phases as a rite of passage. Every chick should have a whole phase before she gets married, asshole. You got grown 30, 40-year-old women saying that shit. But let a nigga, as if niggas, let a nigga, like, as if let a nigga go overseas. Oh, it ain't like y'all want wives. First of all, the niggas that want wives are getting lives if their intention, if that's what their intention is. But every nigga, like, so you really need to, as much as you bitches are single mothered up, you really out here trying to act like if a nigga is fucking and he ain't fucking for marriage, that's some immoral. A nigga said you like fucking third world bitches because they are depressed. You know, you fucking bitches here, they can do what they want. So by that definition, black men fucking white women, because ain't nobody freer than the white bitch. If we're gonna go on that logic, ain't nobody can get to do what the fuck she wanna do more in America than the white female. So by that definition, niggas that want white women must want a challenge, right? Dumper did a great video that he was covering what Cy-Hacks was doing. You've seen BGS cover this. Cover that dude. And that dude has be spitting facts. And I gotta cut it up and do a video on it myself. In fact, I may cut it up and just give it to BGS and let BGS break it down. Because this dude literally was talking about how women use beta males in order to undermine he said alpha males, but I agree with Dumper about saying masculine men. And y'all should check that video out. And how these women get rid of the beta males once they've taken over. Here's the problem. Society goes on even if women pull a move like that. So the problem with that is, even in he was using Survivor as an example, where there was men versus women, and the women won because the women basically used subterfuge on the beta males. And or the men that weren't performing the greatest, and the men teamed up with the women, and then they got removed. And it's so obvious. But I mean, we can have a conversation about Papoose, but the reality about Papoose, the reality of Papoose is, look, shout out to Papoose, but Papoose is, you know, he's a product of the environment. He's a product of the cultural environment. So he was always gonna do what he ended up doing. It's very obvious Papoose has a type. Papoose likes strong black women. It's very obvious he likes a certain Cleon type. It's very obvious that's what he likes. So that's on him. Just like with Travis Hunter, that's on him. These niggas have matriarchal mindsets. No matter how that manifests, all we can do is present the information, man. If you don't want the treatment, hey, that's it. All we can do is present the information. It's up to you to talk. It's up to you. If some niggas just gotta feel that fire before they realize it. Some of them gotta I mean, it is what it is. I hope he dies, lives a long life, and dies in that blue pill and never gets jacked the fuck up. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you like women, like, again, I don't expect honor amongst these people, because when they get desperate, they'll start hollering and screaming louder and louder and louder, because what they're trying to do is get attention. So when you hear them talk about niggas got HIV and they start spreading it, black women don't give a fuck about the truth. Black women don't give a fuck about the truth. They'll lie, cheat, steal, do whatever they think is necessary. They have no shame. They don't care. And I'm surprised Media Man actually played this. Media Man played a Clubhouse recording of a woman basically talking to a white man. And this was like a Clubhouse thing. So it was multiple people on here. And basically you got black women telling a white man that she wants white men to wipe out black men. They're beyond hope. And she literally quote unquote said that. And the white dude was like, well, what do you want me to do exactly? And he even said, he was like, do you want us to like get them the better understanding? And she said, no, we want you to wipe them out. And what's crazy about that shit is, that's why when people think people feel bad for Cynthia G, I want you really to imagine somebody like I want you to really hear that. And for Clubhouse to even allow that shit to happen, for Clubhouse to even allow these chicks to create rooms like that, because I don't give a fuck what you saying. You can't find black men saying some shit like that. And then you got a whole room, right? So this isn't just like one chick talking, interviewing another. This is a whole room with probably black men in there too. This is literally, and I told you, they don't want to be black. I told you, they don't want to be black. And in their mind, in their twisted mind, they believe if every black man dies, all of a sudden they get white status. You have black women that actually believe that. And you have black men that actually believe that those black women are redeemable. And I would put those black men in the same category as her. You have people that they are so committed to this fantasy of black people being together, or no matter what black women do, they can be redeemed. They're dangerous because they create a room for women to do that shit. You won't see no other fucking race of woman doing that. Not on a violent way like that. And again, a lot of that shit, they go that far with it because black men tolerate it. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's give you an example. Black men will not, it's very hard for a black woman to have a mixed child and have a dude knowingly take care of a mixed child, knowing that child is meant to be a stepfather. It's very hard for black women to find that. So they will either have to lie about who they had a kid with, they'll have to perform some subterfuge. And even Media Man said exactly what I always suspected about him. Media Man said, because of black women, his real life don't operate like this, he assumed a lot of black women were like the black women that he deals with in real life. I understand the feeling. But the reality is, that's not how a lot of these black women are. He got on social media and he couldn't believe half the shit he was hearing. But when you seeing faces, you hearing them, they're not being coaxed or angered to say this. I mean, it is what it is. He even said, seeing a black women, the way black women portray themselves on social media, a lot of dudes that would definitely kind of be on their team, It like you cannot be prolonged to that level of black female fuckery. Like this is why I keep saying is the red pill sets the tone, but the reality is black women have moved a lot of this shit along further and faster than a red pill ever could, because they're their own character witness. And this is why I tell you, when you're dealing with black women like this, you're dealing with women that do not want to be black. These are women, they hate themselves so completely is that they want to self-harm. I know a couple of black women that killed them, they off themselves because packed themselves up because they hated being dark. And the sad thing about it is, these were some attractive chicks. One chick was named Janice. These were some attractive chicks, and they knew how to dress. And I'm not talking about Keisha style attraction, but they just could not do it. They could not live on this earth being dark. They could not do it. And it wasn't nothing you could fucking tell them. It don't matter about you. And these were not even divestors either. It didn't matter how much you love them. It don't matter. It don't matter. They couldn't reconcile it. You all have no idea how strong that shit is. When you heard Rashida Schroeder talk about, I didn't know if I wanted to have a black daughter, because you hear Chrissy uses that excuse why she don't have kids, because I don't want them to grow up in a in a world where dark skin. Like you really have no idea how mentally unstable this shit makes them, man. And I'm telling you, you can't fix that. There's nothing you can do and say, because it's not about you. It's not about you. Yeah, like I'm telling you, like y'all really don't know. These can be kind of extremes, but that through line, that like I'm telling you, they can't. The microaggressions they give for white, they can't do it. Motherfuckers be thinking I be playing when I say that, but no, a lot of them, what they do is that rather than internalizing all that to that degree, they just project it on the black men. So black men becomes the object of their hatred. So anything black men do is amplified times 1,000. Versus if another man of another race does it, they can watch. They pawn it off because they desperately need that. Like, and it's not just African American here. African American here aren't even the worst. Like that, when you see how, like, you really understand how that shit affects them, even amongst motherfuckers that are white passing and shit. The politics in white people of whiteness, it drives certain females fucking insane. This is why I talk about that tragic mulatto shit. It really fucks these women up. Even that chick that the one that offed herself, y'all remember the former Miss America, or she was one of the Miss America, she offed herself by jumping off that building in New York. Shout out to Only Logical for covering that shit, yo. All the microaggressions, I'm telling you, like, dudes don't inherently understand how much that fucks these women up in the head. They really don't. And so I understand a lot of this. It's either resource management. They're trying to control resources by controlling where men go. And in their mind in social media, they think that they can just wail up and down, oh, HIV, HIV. But what they don't really understand is when you do that, people are going to counter that with receipts. Meaning, let's go and look at y'all having HIV. Let's look at where y'all getting that from. And a lot of this stuff becomes projection. Let's bring up the fact that, like, John Pope was able to fuck like 600 black women in South Carolina, and he supposedly had HIV. What is this nigga saying? What is this? Here go Lonnie. 3 niggas, 3 seconds in and I can already tell you playing a victim. Fuck you. Do you even know what the fuck I'm talking about? Let me see if this stupid nigga, fuck you. This nigga, he said, I'm gonna make sure I type that 3 seconds in and I can already tell you a victim. Fuck you. Y'all lucky, this ain't TikTok. Because if this was TikTok, I would just, if they had the TikTok live, I'd just be able to request your ass to come up and see if your bitch ass will come up. Yeah. You think these chicks just stop having HIV fucking V? A lot of these bitches probably lying. Fuck you, nigga. That nigga had to leave a fuck you in there. I get it, man. 3 seconds in and you already bleeding on my floor. You want some cranberry juice? You need some cranberry juice, nigga, to help with that? You know the crazy part is, you know, one of the reasons why I love like just going live on Edward Anderson is live is because there's no title. I don't title, I don't tag, so there's no fucking way. If you all are finding my shit, it's because the algorithm doesn't know where to push it. So I know you all are going out of your way to find my shit. Yep. These niggas, how did I wind up in here? Fuck you, nigga. How dare you talk about these queens? You niggas, you bitch niggas are worse than them. It's a resource thing. That's all it is. In their mind, they're trying to protect resources by creating lanes. They're trying to close off any escape lanes that black men can deal with. Black men are not doing that for black women. If I tell them, look, if you want to take them, take them. But black women, which already tells you where the leverage actually is. And they're going to keep lying. They don't have no problem throwing dirt. Black women throw, and it's kind of like, what people don't understand is it does get to a point where it's like, you raising these niggas. So if these niggas are that bad, like y'all act like these people just manifest out of nowhere. And black women are just assigned these dudes. These are dudes y'all raised. So if they're really that bad, that's a commentary on you too. And again, a lot of that black fatigue is black female fatigue. Yeah. That's why I always say before we had that conversation, let's acknowledge, you know, so you act like black women don't, so black women ain't traveling at all. There's no such thing as girls trips. So what are black women doing to girls? You really believe that black women go on girls trips and they just going on girls trips and just laying in the fucking sun and hanging out and going to a hotel and staying there and then go, what the fuck do you really think they're doing on these girls trips? And dudes be on the don't ask, don't tell. Dudes be with these chicks. Like, dude, if you dating a bitch, like real talk, if you dating a bitch and they go on a girls trip every 90 days or even every 4 months and you still with that bitch, nigga, you stupid. These bitches won't let you go to the fucking cigar lounge where ain't no bitches there, but they'll go on a girls trip with their girls. And dudes purposely never question that. Because a lot of them niggas are on that weekend, I don't want to know. And then you expect other dudes to operate that same way. Swift Real said he remembers Africans saying black women loyal because they didn't leave black men for white men. Like, so you're talking like you had a choice. First of all, that's not even true, because most of the white genetics were introduced into the black community via way of black women. Let's keep it real with that. That's number one. And number two, again, you want to talk about loyal, then leave. That's why I say don't even give them a choice. Force them out. Force them out. That's how you deal with that. That's one thing Africans are better about. Get out. Force them out. Don't even let them choose. Because if this is what you call loyalty, I don't want that shit. I'd rather be by myself than be because at least by myself ain't no child support, ain't no bullshit. If this is what you call loyalty, you can keep that shit. Yeah. That's how a lot of these Swift said, watch real traveling single black women channels. They fucking everybody, especially if they, yeah. These women, and see the problem with what these women don't understand is there's a cost to that shit. Like it's like giving a dog bloody food. Once you develop a taste for horn, I don't give a fuck what nobody saying. You don't never come off that. Not really. To that degree, you never come off of that. And that's why, shout out to Accountable Commentary. Any of you niggas that do the reach back with bitches that done that, and really at all, you're doing that at very high risk. Because in that woman's mind, she automatically doesn't, there is no appreciation. She actually doesn't respect you because in her mind, you already demonstrated you're a lesser male for tolerating what in her mind an alpha male or a better male would never tolerate. That's what a lot of y'all don't understand. A lot of y'all don't understand. In her mind, you've already literally demonstrated lesser value just by doing that. These women don't know how to fucking be grateful because they only know what they don't have. They don't ever think about it. In order to be grateful, that's why these chicks are never happy. And the truth is, passport bros aren't even like really pushing like content out there like that. They just living their life. However, that doesn't matter. In their mind, the threat, they gotta shut that shit down. And and this is how you know what these chicks talk about all their options and shit. This cap. All these women are capping. Like Anthony Edwards. That bitch is out here talking like what did I tell y'all? When he paid that bill off like he did, he made her feel small. So I absolutely believe that she's doing all this bullshit, trying to find out information about him, all this other shit. This bitch went to LA, left her kid. This bitch left her kid with her aunt. Left her kid with her aunt to move to LA in order to get more child support. DCFS really low-key need to pick that kid up. It is so obvious that baby only exists to get child support. And I wish the judge would straight up tell her that. She talking about, and like, I live in Atlanta. So what are we talking about? I live in Atlanta. I met this hoe in Atlanta. And remember, this is a chick 38, 39, about to be 40, acting like a 20. She acting worse than Brittany Renner. And it's always these overly luxury, when you deal with women and they're like overtly luxury like that, you already know these bitches are fronting. It should be American Black Men Rite of Passage. These women are very desperate for that shit not to blow up and become popular. Because if it blows up and become popular, and it won't, because the reality is these women will get, even, I'm surprised even pimping all over, like these women will get so hyperly angry and instantly hate anybody. It'll affect somebody economically. So it'll always be kind of like an underground thing, even if dudes do it on the low that are famous, because the reality is that if you do this overtly, these women get so overly angry. Now, women can talk about girls' trips like it ain't nothing because black men don't be sweating it like that. But they get so desperately angry. It's really up there with paternity tests. And that's how you know we in the right. Yeah, Xanatos, but the way he handled that, like, she don't know what to do. Because she's sitting here, because at this point, she realized she fucked up. Because now you got this debt. You got this thing that's going to cost money, and you not really, and the reality is, I mean, honestly, the money that he gave is going to be disseminated. Like, the state is not going to give her all that money up front. That's going to be disseminated over 18 years. And so she's upset because she's trying to raise the number, and now you see how desperate she is to like bother him and affect him, because that's what she really doesn't like. She does not like that he's trying to move on from her and he could just ISO her like that. It is about the money, but he made her feel real fucking small. Because now he's like, I don't want nothing to do with you. He even has gone out of his way. I don't want contact with that baby. I don't want nothing. And so now what do you do? What do you do when he's willing to eat the reputation thing and it ain't really affected his reputation in a negative way? What do you do? And honestly, if we're going to keep it all the way real, this is a thing, you got to think about it. This is a shot across the bow with his other baby mamas. Bitch, I will say fuck you and that kid, and it won't be nothing you can fucking do about it. So do you really believe that his other baby, the women he got pregnant, like, you got to think of how gangster a move that is. Do you really believe his other baby mamas are going to find a way to act right? Because he could do that to them. And Ant don't care how old they are. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Paul Pierce. A lot of these dudes, again, they know that if this ever catches for real, it's over for them. And again, the revolution is not going to be televised. I am not out here looking to promote Passport Bro. Like, it needs to be on the low, in social media, on the low, infrastructure built. Don't even worry about trying to, make it like popular. It don't need to be popular. Because that doesn't mean these women are not going to feel it. Especially when you look at what's going on economically right now anyway. These women are feeling that shit. And economics, like, you see these women losing jobs, all this shit. Losing jobs, these women getting incarcerated more. These women are outside, getting hit by cars and shit because they want to be outside a window and do stupid shit. Like, this shit gonna be a buzzsaw. It's gonna be a buzzsaw. And a lot of these, and quite frankly, it ain't enough simps. And here's the thing. Even if these simps try to save these chicks are going, it's like trying to save a zombie. They're gonna eat you too. They're gonna eat you. I can't unblock somebody while I'm live, dude. It doesn't work that way. But I'll look into my block list. But if I block somebody, there must have been a reason they got blocked. I saw that he put something in the Discord, so I'll look at it. Yeah. And so you got women like it's funny when you got women like Joy Taylor, but it's okay for Joy Taylor to do that here. It's like, it's the hypocrisy. And again, even Media Man said it. Ain't nobody talking to these chicks no more. Ain't nobody talking to these chicks no more. And dudes are just like, a lot, you gonna start really seeing that wall of silence shit really kick in. And all these women are gonna be doing is talking shit. And that's all they can do. Because nobody gives a fuck. Curtains. And all they gonna be doing is just screaming, and ain't nobody gonna believe you. And here's the thing, this is what we know for a fact. We already know these women. We already know these women ain't got no savings. They ain't got no savings. You know, they ain't got no, you know, they overspend. We already know all of this. We know all of this. So at the end of the day, we already know that it's going, the eviction's about to, meanwhile, and see, the problem is they don't understand, it's already been, black men have already had to deal with that. So it's not like, y'all, people act like, you know, black men have kind of like, we the most homeless, all of this. So why they sitting here lying, talking about they're the most educated and they make more money than black men. It's like, if y'all make more money than black men, why in the world go date other black women then? If black women are making more money than other black women and they're just doing so great, then go date other black women because they got the money, right? This is like the goofy shit. You know, it's like, yo, this is the goofy shit. You know, you got all these chicks, and here's, they can't even find the truth because everybody is economically incentivized to lie to them. So when they actually need the truth, they can't find the truth because the truth don't get people paid. Yeah. And at the end of the day, look, man. I get it. I understand. This is what you need to understand. This is what you need to understand. Black women that have been acting right for the most part don't really have these problems. They really don't. They're not in this pinch because generally, you got to really think. I want you to really understand something and really, really understand something. All these black women got access to brothers, uncles, even if they ain't got access to their direct dad. Brothers, uncles, niggas, they mama was fucking, or they been around these people. Dude, stop. Like, women will act like they were just born into this fucking Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Cinderella bullshit ass situation that they just had no control, and everything up to this point has just been them struggling to survive whatever color purple bullshit ass story they want to come up with, right? We all know that they got, so even when it comes to family members, so you know when you're dealing with people that when they're in a bond like that, these are people that they have not submitted to nobody's authority. They wanted to do what they wanted to do because, of course, they're grown. And rather than working as a collective unit, whether it's with a man, whether it is with their family, hell, a lot of these chicks can't even work with other women because, again, they're grown and you can't tell them shit. So when they come to you with this bullshit, understand, just like how Anakin Skywalker
didn't just show up as Darth Vader. There was a series of decisions that was made that led to what happened. A whole prequel trilogy of bullshit. And what they'll try to sell you is they just had it fucked up from the beginning. And that's bullshit. They'll act like they got, even though there's things you can verify. Were you married? No. How many baby daddies? Multiple. So why aren't you contacting your baby daddy about all this? Well, this is the man that they choose to have a child in their stomach for 9 months for. This is the man they chose. This is the kid they chose to keep. Now, and what that tells us, it's not even about who they picked. It's about the fact that the reason why they did that is because they wanted to do what the fuck they wanted to do. And they deal with the dudes that they deal with reflects that mentality. And so it's not about being petty, being angry, getting revenge. It's really about, number one, they're going to do what it's really about the fact that you are subsidizing that behavior. That's what that really is about. And they literally, at this point, are so fucked up, they can't respect you. You give them shelter, you bail them out, they gonna cheat on you. Because at the end of the day, it's like you don't believe me, it's like a gambling addict. You think, well, you won this money. If you watch any game, like shout out to Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, there's a gambling movie with dude who played Fred Flintstone in that movie for a long time ago, and the dude that played Mark Wahlberg. Like, if you look at any gambling movie, part of the thrill is the risk. And this is how there's a lot in common with that and women sexually. The more that they are in, the more good the sex is, because more aphrodisiac. It really is. It's a fucking cyclical cycle, right? And so these chicks, they can't. It's almost like they can't help but do it. All you're doing is enabling that bullshit with her, and you're enabling that bullshit in general. Because you create an environment where these women think, oh, I just gotta go here, here, here. And then here's the thing, they don't respect them niggas. They don't respect them niggas. You really believe Cassie respects the dude that after she did all she did with Diddy? From what I've been told, the dude she had them kids with ain't, I gotta look it up for myself, but somebody corrected, told me the dude Cassie had them kids with ain't the dude that she with now. Which tells you Cassie trying, like, it's like, oh, well, can she move on with her life? You don't get to have a whole bunch of dudes after you've been like rung out like Diddy rung you out. And truth be told, you chose that. So how many dudes are going to, like, Cassie is attractive, but goddamn, if it's true that she got with that dude, the dude that she with right now that's listening to all this stuff, and it's like you had kids with another man, 3 kids. Dude, you. All right. Ain't even nothing to say. It's like that's what you like, clearly. So I definitely don't feel bad for you, because you want to be there. It gets to a point where her being beautiful, and she ain't even that beautiful at her age right now. She is not the same. She is not what she was when Diddy first found her. It's crazy. Anyway, let me see what y'all saying. And a lot of these niggas, I figured it out. A lot of these niggas got a savior complex. And so in their mind, they get a thrill off of saving a bitch. And women prey on that. They feel like a man. They feel more like a man because in their mind, they're saving a female. A lot of you niggas need to get that shit checked out. Y'all really do. and I mean that. I'm not just saying that. A lot of y'all niggas, y'all got a savior complex, and y'all gonna be the main niggas that's gonna get effed up out here. Because the more these women suffer, the more they gonna want to take it out on somebody. And you niggas basically are volunteering to get fucked. And I'm telling you, niggas like that, the red pill is not gonna feel sorry for you. Like Travis Hunter, if dudes that do stupid stuff when you reasonably should know, yeah, man, I was young. Nah, fuck that, nigga. Nigga, she had tattoos. Nah, fuck that. You was young. You didn't give a fuck. Just say that. I'd rather you say that. Don't say I was young. Say you didn't give a fuck. At least Ant can say he didn't give a fuck. I was young. Fuck that. You was young. You didn't give a fuck. So I mean, just I don't know what you expect. Yeah, man, she a 304. And you like that. I thought she was a good girl. Well, that's a hard lesson for you to learn. But clearly you needed to learn it. So I don't know why you mad. You should thank her. She did me wrong. She was always gonna do you wrong. You apparently wanted to be done wrong. I didn't know. No, you didn't care. Because everybody told you. Fuck that, I didn't know. You didn't care. You wanted to do what you wanted to do, and it blew up in your face. It's okay. We all learn. But you ain't no victim. You did what you wanted to do, and you got an L. A victim is somebody that generally doesn't know. All right, y'all. We'll see what next week's bring in the bullshit. I will look into what's going on with Floyd. Okay, Floyd said somebody else blocked you. Okay, I'll look into it. I see the Knicks won as well. Dude, why are you in my chat? Dude, why are you in my chat? I don't talk about you. I don't mention you. I don't even deal with you. Dude, go take some whatever Percocet of bullshit you take and take that shit somewhere else. Like you calling me something and you won't even show. You won't even put an icon. Like yo, the obsession is sad. Dude, stop it. Just join. Sorry for being off topic, but you got to talk about the Deontay Kyle clip. I'll look it up. I'll look it up since you donated because I actually don't know what you're talking about. Like, one thing that always makes me laugh about some of this stuff is I swear to God, like the level of energy that some of you niggas put in the niggas y'all ain't never met and y'all don't know. That shit is sad, man. It really is. Some of y'all niggas, like, the only thing that's keeping y'all here and packing yourself up is like this space and you arguing with other people. Anyway, let's go ahead and fuck holding this nigga. Let's go ahead and block this nigga. So he can go ahead and create another goofy ass account. And even when you look at how, like, I say this before and I'll say this again. When you look at how these niggas troll, you notice how they never troll with the points. They never counter the point. They always say some shit like "stop whining, stop talking." They always say something that like it doesn't make any sense. They always say like a shame tactic, some shit you would never say to my face, by the way, but some shame ass tactic. They always do that. You know why? Because these motherfuckers know they can't argue what's being said. So what they do is they just start talking shit, and they start getting on their computer, click, trying to find information, trying to make somebody look bad, and just the desperation in how much energy. Like, I heard something, and this was an absolute bar, and I forget where this is from. I'm gonna find out where this is from. They said if you spent half the time, if you spent like 10% of the time, like praising something you believe in as you do hating on something you don't like, you would probably be able to move the needle for that thing you actually gave a fuck about. Like, by a lot. The level of energy that some people will spend, like even with my Discord, there are people that are so desperate to get in my they want me to put an open link so fucking bad. So fucking bad. So they can infiltrate my fucking Discord. Like, my Discord is fucking El Dorado in the city of fucking gold. As if I say anything in my Discord that I would give a fuck about coming out. I don't say nothing in my Discord that I wouldn't would give a fuck about being leaked. Y'all had one shot doing that shit and y'all got caught. And not only you got caught, I know the people that low-key gave you my link, which is why I don't fuck with them no more. Even if they didn't directly do something, because that's absolute hoe shit. And by the way, them hoe-ass niggas never came to me on some real email apologizing and admitting what they did. They just, and shout out to y'all who's been reaching out for the Discord. I'll be quicker about that turnaround, but I have sent those emails out. No, it ain't, because it's some of these names. It ain't that. Because, I mean, real talk, y'all just trolling me is just going to make me go harder. Y'all would do better not saying nothing, because when y'all troll, all that does is make me want to go harder. That's all that is. I don't understand why y'all don't understand that. Yeah, man, like real talk, like that. I'm telling you right now, I don't know I understand that golden showers existed before, but I don't know what is these bitches' obsession with being peed on. Like any bitch that's ever happened, I even suspected that. Oh man, like that's how you know that you're dealing with chicks that like they got a problem. Yeah, John Goodman was who I was talking about. I mean, at the end of the day, one of the reasons why women always got to be the victim is because that's the way they generate resources. So in their mind, that's how they generate resources, which is why they always like position themselves as a victim, because that's what they've been taught is where the resources come from. So that's kind of a reason why they always do that. And guess what? Cassie gets to present as a victim. You know, Cassie wanted Diddy's love. That's why she did all of that. And it's Diddy's fault because Diddy's such a master manipulator. Cassie just couldn't think. Her brain just couldn't work at all. It was impossible for her to say no. That's the dream for all these women, because for all these women to not be accountable for their bullshit. At this point, I ain't even gonna say nothing with Travis because there ain't nothing to say. All you can do is present the information. Let me see if I can find this dude. JoJo said, nigga, reveal yourself. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Is she? Nigga, reveal yourself. I know you're black. The obsession that white men have with black men is some funny shit to me, man. I'm telling you, because here's another reason why that paternity fraud thing people should be pushing, because we know who these chicks be having kids with. So you get them on that paternity fraud, that's game over for their ass. It's over for them because then you can't get you can't get child support from a nigga that's broke. If that nigga ain't got it, he ain't got it. So they know what time it is. Like that bullshit, that shit's over. Putting kids on jackets on dudes, nope. That shit's over. Once you popularize that, that's over, man. It's over for them. It's over for them. They can't lie their way out of it. Yeah. But see, that's a part of manipulation. Let them tell it. I mean, it's amazing, yo. Sorry, y'all, I'm out. You know, thanks to what's it. All right, y'all, I'm out. I hit y'all up in a little bit. If y'all want a link to the Discord, just comment Discord and I'll send an email and I'll look up what's going on.